Hi, my name is Kelly. Welcome to Travel Morocco Today. It's my YouTube channel. I'm very happy that you're here. Today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite day trips from Marrakech. I had recently done a video about day trips from Marrakech, and what I realized with that video was that there weren't a lot of in-depth tips associated with it. The video would just have been too long. It was more of like a general overview to give you an idea of all of the day trips that are available to you from Marrakech, because Marrakech is super well located. And what I realized was that I wanted to create a video that was more in depth and that went into more detail and gave you a ton of practical tips so that you could enjoy one of the best day trips from Marrakech. Now, personally, I'm biased because I live in Essaouira, but I love the day trip from Marrakech to Essaouira for so many reasons. It is very practical. It is very easy to manage. Essaouira isn't too far away. Essaouira is easy to see in a day. So, for all of these reasons, I wanted to explain more in depth about this day trip and how you can manage it. So the first question that I get a lot is, do I need to book a formal tour? The answer is no. Okay, if I thought it was really complicated and I thought it would make your life a lot easier, I would say book the tour. It's going to be amazing. You're going to have a great time. Essaouira is quite small, so you can easily walk around by yourself. You don't need a tour guide. The other thing is that it is easy to book bus tickets to Essaouira, and you can do it online in advance. So if you're worried about getting there and about securing your tickets. Essentially, I would book the first bus out. It will take about 3 hours. And then upon return, I would book the last bus back to Marrakech. It'll take 3 hours. And then you should have, I would say, a minimum of 6 hours to explore Essaouira. Essaouira is small, so you absolutely can do that. So if you do want to do the day trip by yourself, the first step is you're going to go on the Super Tours website and you're going to book your tickets. You're going to book, I would suggest booking the earliest ticket in the morning and the last ticket at night. This way you have plenty of time to explore Essaouira. In total, the trip is going to take about 3 hours. So just budget accordingly, plan accordingly. I know it sounds long, but the drive actually only takes 2 hours. It's really because there's a stop in the middle and they do a little rest stop and you're able to go to the bathroom. So it's not a long and arduous trip. The buses are really comfortable. They're air conditioned, so don't feel like you're going to have to suffer on the bus. The bus is very, very good. Now, in terms of where you're going to take the bus and where you're going to get dropped off, essentially the Super Tours bus station is right next door to the train station. You can literally see the trains. You can see the train tracks. So if you're not sure where to go, just say Super Tours bus station and most taxi drivers will know exactly where you're going. If you see the train station, that means you're in the right area. You can book tickets the same day online, but I would like in person, but I would suggest doing it online just in case it fills up or you want a specific ticket and you don't want them to run out because you want to make sure you have as much time in Essaouira as possible since you only have a day. Now, the other thing that I will say, and most people don't bring luggage, but if you have to check your luggage, you're going to have to pay for that. So it's not included with your ticket. So you're going to have to go to the luggage counter and get like a sticker for your bag. And then when you board, you give them your bag and they'll put it underneath and then you'll go on the bus. But most people, it's a day trip. So you're just going to bring your carry-on and there's overhead luggage storage. So you can put your carry-on top of the bus. And then, yeah, once you arrive, you're going to arrive at the Super Tours bus station. And the benefit of this is that you're literally 10 minutes from the Medina. Like you can see the Medina wall from the bus station. So you don't have to take a taxi. You don't have to, go anywhere. You're essentially going to be dropped off. What I will say is that if you're going to the train station, the Super Tours bus station, which is near the train station, you probably will need a taxi from the Medina to the bus station. The bus station and the train station, they're quite far from the Medina. If you're in Gillies, it's more feasible and you could definitely walk. But most people aren't going to want to walk 30 or 40 minutes to get to the Super Tours bus station. But other than that, that's the only taxi that you're probably going to need. The bus is also an option. but the taxi is pretty affordable because the trip isn't very far and it'll just make your life a lot easier. So, yeah, like I said, once you get there, you're going to be right by the Medina. And then I wouldn't suggest like organizing all of these activities and all of these things to do. There are plenty of things to do, and I'm going to outline them, but Essaouira is more of like a chill beach town. I love it because it's a big contrast to Marrakech. It's cooler. It's much calmer. It's much smaller. I personally think it's much more beautiful. There's a beach. It has more of a beach feel as opposed to a desert feel. So there's a lot of really good things about it, and it will definitely provide a nice contrast to Marrakech and make you feel like you're visiting a lot of Morocco, even though you're still staying relatively in the same place. And then in terms of once you get there are a lot of great restaurants. There are a lot of coffee shops. I would suggest taking time to just walk around the blue and white Medina. It's very beautiful, very picturesque. The people are really friendly. They're not going to harass you. I would highly recommend going to the port if you like seafood and getting some fresh seafood. You can basically buy it from the fish market at the Port de Scala, Scala de Port. And then you can have them cook it for you. And it's a really nice way to experience what Essaouira has to offer. You could also climb to the top of the Scala de Port, and they have really nice photo opportunities up there. You could also go to the old Scala. That's a really nice place. It was featured in Game of Thrones, and you could do sunset there, and you could watch the sunset. Just keep your timing in mind for your last trip back, because sometimes if it's the summer and the sun sets really late, you might not be able to do that. You could also walk along the beach. There's a really nice beach promenade. You could go swimming. The water is kind of cold though. You could also go surfing or kite surfing. Essentially, kite surfing season is in the summer and surfing season is in the winter. So just keep that in mind when you plan things. And if you really wanted to, you could also go ATVing in Diabet. And you could also go to the Jimi Hendrix Cafe because he used to hang out there. You could also see the ruins from an old palace over there. So there's a lot of really cool things to do, and I think it's just such a special place. It's one of my favorite cities in Morocco. Obviously, I wouldn't live there if I didn't enjoy it. So I really hope that you take my advice and you enjoy this amazing, amazing day trip. It's really easy, it's really fun, and you 100% do not need a guide. You can totally do this on your own and have an amazing time. So if you want even more amazing Morocco travel advice, like, comment, and subscribe now. And I hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.